Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. It's a battle on the Tundra map, and we've got Rimac from Fidi Clan in the Progetto 54, the tier 8 Italian heavy tank from the tech tree. That line got introduced fairly recently. And he's got the camo from the recent team clash, the Mahalika team, which was Conan as the team commander. Nice and shiny. He's heading to the hill where medium tanks and some heavy tanks go and battle. And normally the heavy tanks go down to line 1, but it's a fairly maneuverable heavy tank, this one, so yeah, it's going to exercise its auto reloader. I just noticed there's Rudy from Fidi Clan on the other side, but we'll see how he goes. Looks like he's under a bit of pressure there. Just noticed that he's low on health anyway. He's taking down this standard B, Rimac. Takes the kill there. And looks like they've now got control at the top of the hill. So 1-1 at the moment. Early days yet. Okay, they've got a couple of Centurion 5-1s there. 122 TM. And Tiger 1. I should say 1 Centurion 5-1. A couple. Anyway, got a fairly hard turret, so in that hold down position, probably not going to get a successful shot on it unless it comes up to the top to battle. And we know the 122 TM from the recent marathon. It's got quite a strong or accurate gun, good penetration with its premium rounds for tier 8, but a fairly long reload. But this is a tier 8, tier 9 game as well, so just notice that tier 8 heavy tank on the other side is way at the back there, so that's not a really useful position. It just wants to snipe, but yeah, that will probably be a bit of a letdown for his team. Anyway, it's bounced a couple of shots now from the Centurion 5-1. Gunner on this tank is a 105mm, so a quick look at the standard rounds. Average damage 320 and pen of 220, and it's got a decent shell velocity with the standard round, just over 1100 meters a second. Premium round is 242mm, an extra 20mm there, quite useful, and shell velocity of 1386, which is really quite excellent. 105, I think the Centurion 5-1's got the same gun. Most of the tanks from NATO countries post-war with a 105mm were using the same rifle. As in the tank gun, that is, not the handheld version. Anyway, he's found a couple of his team just hanging out here in the corner. They look to be quite cautious, but Rimac hasn't been spotted. Maybe they were waiting for those tanks to come off the hill, but Rimac's decided to change the angles and come around and try and flank from a different direction. But where he's coming up is right next to the enemy camp area, so it's quite interesting. Both the camp areas are quite exposed and close together, so on this map, a bit annoying. Oh, I just noticed Rudy has been knocked out. Wasn't paying attention there. I'll have a look at the after battle stats, see how he acquitted himself. Normally won't go down without a fight. And Remix found T44, although that shot didn't go in, so bounced off a bit of Stalinium perhaps. Gets a nice shot in the side there. Doesn't exercise his third shell. I'm trying to keep that in reserve. That VK-45-202 is still behind a wall, so not going to contribute much, looks like. Tiger 2 is just fired, and here comes the 122 TM. Rimac doesn't get a shot on him. Just wants to pull back just in time, and there he's got the side of the Centurion 5-1. One shot in, 2 shots in, and third shot, but that bounces. So Rimac pulls back, gets into this little depression here, where he'll be safe from artillery and enemy tanks unless he gets flanked himself. And in fact it looks like the Centurion 5-1 is trying to come around and flank them, so Rudy's going to greet him with a nice big warm welcome, I think. Here he comes, he's a little away, so no surprise, bang, gets a shot in and doesn't take any damage. So it's a nice trade there. Bad luck, Mr. Eggheart Fox. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, Rimac's heading back towards the hill. Again, just checking out the angles, making sure he doesn't get into a crossfire. Looks like that BK's poking out, but copping damage. Maybe he's not a very competent player. There's the Tiger 2. He's just checking, will he get a side shot on him? No, he's too far behind the rocks, so I'll have to push up a bit further. Again, he's just going to make sure he's not going to get into a crossbar. Comes around, finds the back of the Tiger 2, puts that shot in, and good awareness of the Tiger 2. He does turn around and look, but he gets taken out straight away. As soon as his turret turns, the Scorpion puts a shot through it. And now Rimac's found that 122 TM again. And he wants to get a full reload before he goes and challenges that tank. So you can see tanks from his own team are flanking. Okay, now he's going to push in on the 122 TM. What's going to happen here? Gets a shot in, but takes a big hit from the T122, 122 TM. But we do know, again, it's got a fairly long reload. Fires his second shot, but that bounces off the armour of the 122 TM. It's got a bit of spaced armour there, particularly around the turret. So he does need some support, I think. And looks like 122 TM is coming down off the hill to give him some support, which is good. So just heading in, try and get some more damage out of him. But the shot actually bounces the incoming shot from the 122 TM, so he can take his time, get the second shot, which he does. That reduces the hit points down to 434, close to a one shot. 122 TM comes into battle and fires, but that bounces or misses, and I'm not sure what happened to that shot, but now Rudy knows he's on a long reload. He's got a chance to fire two shots, and that will take him out of the game. Second shot goes in, and it does indeed. So that gives him his third kill, and he's getting close to 4,000 hit points of damage. So it's an excellent game coming in from Rimac. And he's got an I6 there and an ML2. They're all pretty hard to penetrate tanks there, the wrong angles, so he's just going to be careful here. Again, making sure he's got a full reload and seeing if he can get some side shots on here. Like ML2's been taken down to a one shot. Can he get the side of the turret? Well, he can, but he's behind that bus. I don't think Rimac wants to take the shot. Well, he does, but just as he does, the ML2 turns his turret and cops it on the front of the turret, which means it bounces. So Rimac's thinking of Pier going up against the 4502, but here that might give him, make him vulnerable to a side shot from the I6. So he's just going to come back and see if he can tempt that I6 out to play. He's not getting any outline, so he could be behind the rock. And the BK gets taken out, so they're one tank up now. So it's still a fairly close game, but most of the enemy tanks are on fairly low health, so they're probably in good position to win now. So just coming up, he's found the I6. He's just sitting there facing the wrong way. Is he AFK? No, his turret's turned, so he's definitely there. Puts another shot in, tries to go through the front sprocket, but that one bounces. And he just backs away for the reload. It looks like the I6 is backing off as well. But Rimac wants to get another full reload here. So he's keeping those two tanks lit. It might be the WZ-1111 FT, that's a tank destroyer. So he's just waiting for his last shell to reload, just pushing around really carefully, trying to see if he can get anything. There's the I6, he just misses getting the back of it, but there's the ML2. First shot bounces, and he can go through the top of the front plate, and that's the kill there. Gives him his fourth kill. And there's the I6. Okay, the I6 is chasing the E50. Now this is going to be interesting. E50 tier 9 medium tank versus a tier 8 heavy tank. That's not really going to work out well. So Rimac comes around to try and chase him down, and he's cut off at the pass by the Scorpion. What's the Scorpion going to do? Does a big cliff dive and gets a shot in, but gets killed by the I6, and Rimac takes the kill on the I6, and that is the game. Short number of players there, so this will be on the ANZ server. And let's go and have a look at the results. So there you go, another ace tanker game from Rimac. Just pumping him out at the moment. High caliber reward there. Most damage, 4592 damage, and 5 kills there. Just missed out on getting a top gun. Well, not really. It was a last kill of the game there. Got some bonds there from completing premium missions and some reasonable experience, and we'll see where that came from. 1563 base, so pretty high level there. Got some support from the Borsig, and it's got a T50. With that E50 at the end, I mean, it didn't really contribute a lot. Looks like only about 2 shots of damage there. And where's Rudy on the other side? 2,000 hit points of damage in what looked like a pretty short time in the battle. So well done, Rudy, there for yeah, not going down too easily. And 23 shots fired, 22 hits, so it's good accuracy, 16 penetrations. We saw a couple of bounces there, but in not using a lot of premium ammunition, he made a decent amount of credits for the tier. So another great game from Rimac, and thanks for the content, mate, and we'll see more of you on the channel.